I imagine it had to be difficult as well. And this is also a big reason why I wanted to have you on the show as well, is that you created a process for yourself. As you said, you had these boardroom meetings with yourself to be able to talk about your work and to be able to talk about, okay, look at your schedule. Okay, when can you utilize windows of time to get things done? How were you able to do
Hmm.
that? Because I think that there are a lot of artists out there who have some amazing ideas, but they never are able to get themselves to sit down and actually do the work. So, what was your
Hmm.
process in doing that? Was it really executing these boardroom meetings with yourself? Was it more than that?
Yeah, I know there's a lot more than that. And I want to correct myself because I said, I did this by myself, but obviously, I'm not doing everything by myself, because I've like this year especially kind of surrounded myself with like a team of people who are really helping me stay on track, sort of like different mentorships and like coaches. So at the beginning of this year, I started coaching with Greg and TJ at Musician Indie Coalition, which is like a music business coaching school that my friends Greg and TJ started. So basically, every week, once a week since like January, I've been meeting with them, just to talk about like what I'm doing with my career, like what I'm trying to do, obstacles that I'm coming up against, and just like asking them for advice. So that's been a huge like centering thing every week to see them, and kind of talk with someone about it, because ultimately you can't do a board meeting with yourself, but ultimately like you do need support from other people. So that's been amazing. We've also had like a mic group meetup, that happened pretty regularly this year as well. So like I would meet with like a group of other independent musicians. This is all on Zoom, by the way. So
Meeting
we
safely.
would meet like once a week. Yeah, we would meet like once a week and talk about our goals, stuff that's going on, talk about like obstacles and what we're gonna do to get around them, stuff like that. So that's been really helpful. And then I went back into taking voice lessons with my teacher Michael Walsh, here in Houston, also on Zoom. We used to do lessons in person, but this year we started on Zoom, and it's actually great. um,
so
and
you've
he really, really helped me.
So you have really found this way to, despite the circumstances that we're living in, create a community around yourself that, even though, yes, you're the one writing the songs, you're the one recording the songs, and you're essentially creating the work on your own, you've built this supportive system around you where you're able to bounce ideas off of other people with regards to how to work within this industry and how to get your music out there in a world that is everyone's just online and inside all the time. And so I think that's a really powerful thing that you've done, and I think that a lot of our listeners could really learn from, in that when you surround yourself with people who are going to be fighting for you, that believe in you and believe in the work that you're doing, I can only imagine that that makes it easier to then go back to the drawing board and then produce the work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I think it's really the only way. Like, I don't think that I would want to do it like 100% by myself, because I have like a lot of skill sets, but there are still things that like I always want to keep learning, like working on, or stuff that I is not really like is not really in my wheelhouse. So this year, when it comes to like my visuals, I started working with my friend Mitchell Jackson, here in Houston. He's an amazing actor as well. I met him through theater. Um, but he's like now a budding visual artist, and we did a photo shoot together here in Houston. We had a bunch of meetings and like planned out how we wanted to go and stuff. And then after that, like we had like a whole season of like working together and just making like these cool like creative edits of all the shots. And so a lot of those I haven't released yet, but they're they're going to be like the album cover and the single cover and like all these
Cool.
different like promo materials. Going to be like posters and t-shirts and just like just really good looking stuff that I can't wait for people to see. But it's like continually inspired me as we went through the process, because like I was recording stuff and then he would send me like his new artwork and I'd be like, oh my God, that's it. And like one specific image, like which is going to be the album cover, it's like me like in profile with my eyes closed, and it's kind of like got this blue purple like gradient over it. Um, just like literally took my breath away because I'd never seen myself like that before. And I was like, that's the album cover. I like made it my computer background, and I was just like, every time I got stuck, I just looked at it and I was like, that is what I'm doing. Like that,
That's
that
great.
is the thing. So yeah, it was really cool because I'm a super visual person. Like I'm a visual learner, but I like I used to draw when I was younger, but now I don't do that as much. Now I more do like auditory stuff. So it was really cool to have someone like to bounce off with for the visuals as well.
Well, I think what you're doing too, this kind of goes back to what we were saying before with regards to surrounding yourself with people who support your work, and also kind of like a mini team in a lot of ways where yes, I'm
Yeah.
sure I don't have any doubts just knowing you, that you probably could have designed something on your own, but you have made a conscious decision to be like, okay, I'm going to focus on what I'm best at with regards to writing and recording and singing these songs. And then I'm
Hmm.
going to find someone who's amazing at visual art who will be able to elevate
Yeah.
the image of who I am as an artist to a whole other level, perhaps a higher level than probably I could have done alone. And I think
Yeah.
this is something that is really important, I think, for artists to know, because the artistic journey a lot of times could feel very lonely, but when you tap
Yeah.
into the talents of other people around you, you find that everybody could win from that. Like you have this opportunity now, you have
Yeah.
this amazing album cover that you're going to share with the world, and now I can't wait to see it. But then you also your friend who's a visual artist, he's getting the opportunity to build his portfolio at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's this really neat collaboration that I think a lot of artists should definitely take advantage of, that sort of thing.